Good afternoon. We're doing another test ride today, but I've not brought my camera again, helmet camera that is, so I'm just doing a quick walk around. Quite obvious which bike it is. Africa Twin Adventure Sports. Absolutely gorgeous looking thing. I even like the gold wheels, which I don't normally like the gold wheels. Or I didn't used to anyway. It's going to be a really short video. Just some really quick initial thoughts. Yeah, excuse the traffic noise. Parked right at the side of a busy road here in Norfolk. But I've had about 30 or 40 minutes on the bike and mixed, really. You might remember I rode the original Africa Twin, the DCT, last year or the year before and loved it. Jury's out on this one. Things that I don't like, firstly, I'm undecided on the height, the seat height. It is high, it's just nearly caught me out because you can see this gravel lay-by, and that's nearly caught me out when I went to put my feet down. It's the first bike I've ever ridden that I'm on tippy toes with the seat on the full height, so I definitely need to lower that. Screen, as in this, awful. I'm getting proper buffeting. I think a few other people have said that as well. Anywhere between 50 and 70 mile an hour-ish. So I'd need to adapt that. Handling as well. I think these are going to be the original tyres. It's a second-hand bike, it's not a demonstrator bike. And it's got about 2,500 miles on the clock. Wait for them buggers to go past. It's got about 2,500 miles on the clock, and I like to tip bikes in on the road when we get some nice twisties round here. This thing felt, it was okay so far, and it just felt like it was just dropping into the corner like really badly, which I found quite disconcerting. So jury's out on that as well. Feel really on top of the bike because of that seat height. In some senses it's quite nice, in others, certainly on the road, it doesn't feel as reassuring. Certainly doesn't handle as well as my Tiger Explorer. It doesn't feel like, to me, it handles as well as a Scrambler I took out the other day, nor really the Africa Twin I took out a couple of years back. It might just because of its size. It's a big old beastie. I really like the looks of it. It's gorgeous. I think it's the best looking bike, adventure bike on the market. Better than the Tigers. I think it looks better than the BMWs. Well, what doesn't? It looks better than, well, anything I've ridden really. As I say, this one's second hand. It's already got the Bark Busters handguards on, which is quite a good touch. The exhaust note is bloody lovely. For a standard can, I'm really impressed. Well done, Honda. I wouldn't need to change that. In fact, I'll try and start it up. Might need to put you down for a second. Stand by. Right, let's see if we can get some of this exhaust note. To me, that is really meaty. A standard can, no baffle removal, anything like that. It's a bog standard manufacturer can. I don't think I'd want to change it. Apart from looks, it's a big old thing, but you know, aftermarket cans look a bit better. But I don't think I'd want to change it. What else am I not keen on? The dash. It's not bad, I suppose. You can see it, but it's a little bit, for me it's a little bit cluttered. You've got, if you can see in this light, but loads of information down the bottom here. and it's just not as clear as the TFT screens that people are putting on their bikes now. So I don't think I'm going to be buying it, which is a shame because I love the looks of it. I really love the looks, and I really wanted to fall in love with this bike, but I don't think I have. So I doubt very much I'm going to buy one of these. I'd rather buy one of the original Africa Twins, because aside from the tank range, it would be nice to have that extra tank range, but aside from that, there's nothing really that I'd have on this over one of them. I think you get all you need on one of them, and they're a bit easier to handle. Low speed balance and handling is brilliant when you've got your feet up and you're at first gear pootling about it. The balance is superb. I can come to a standstill pretty much and not put my feet down for a split second. It really holds its balance well, so that is good. It's just the other things combined, I think it's probably not the bike for me. I'd probably go for the standard version. Anyway, that's it. It's short and sweet, because I need to get this thing back, do a little bit more riding, but I'm going to cut the test ride short because I don't think I'm going to have it. So it's not really fair to go out and use more of their fuel when it's a second-hand bike anyway. There you go, test ride Tuesday on a Monday. And not a test ride really, just a walk around of the Honda Africa Twin Adventure Sports. Cracking looking bike, just a few too many little things that are not for me. Ride safe, see you later. Hello again. I thought I'd do a little bit of an add-on to the Africa Twin Adventure Sports walk around and sort of my thoughts on it earlier today. So I'm coming to you from the luxury of Bob Towers in my back garden. And I thought rather than just you hearing my dulcet tones, you could look at my 2013 Triumph Tiger Explorer while I'm talking to you. So it just occurred to me a little bit that the Adventure Sports, the thoughts on it came across as probably quite negative earlier, and I didn't mean that. There are some things that I'm not keen on, but some of them are quite niggly and minor in the grand scheme of things. It is an awesome bike. Niggly things, yeah, the screen needs one of those MRA X screen things on the top of it, which mine doesn't because I've got a Batson bracket to adjust my screen. The tallness of it, there's no getting around that. It's a big bike and it is very tall, and at 6'1" on tippy toes, it probably is too high. It would need the seat on the lower position for me, even at 6'1". So if you're short in leg, I would forget it. I'd go for the standard one. But everybody knows that before they buy the bike anyway. It's just the bike. The other niggle for me was the clocks, the dash, the information screen, whatever you want to call it. I found it quite cluttered, and I'm not a fan of the white on black display. It's okay, but I think in this age of TFT screens, it's not great. They could do better. Another major niggle for me would be there's no cruise control. I've mentioned this quite a few times on other bikes. It's not something that I use all the time, but if I'm on a long run and I get on a motorway or a dual carriageway, it's nice just to put it on every now and again, just to rest the right hand a little bit. And the Africa Twin hasn't got it, so there are mechanical options around that, sort of the throttle lock type gadgets, but realistically with a ride-by-wire throttle, you shouldn't be needing to add one of them on a bike costing what the Africa Twin does. But aside from that, it really is a good bike. Low speed handling, superb. The balance for such a big bike I found excellent. Low speed handling, excellent. The power delivery, excellent. Tiny little bit snatchy at really low speeds, but nothing you couldn't get used to with a bit of use of the bike. Bags of power for overtaking, lots of, I wouldn't say lots of power actually, more like lots of grunt, lots of torque in the right places. Sounds awesome, looks awesome, definitely the best looking adventure bike on the market for me. And I think if you can get on with the height of it, then it's a great bike. 24 litre tank is great for not worrying about having to fill up. I mean, nobody's really going to realistically ride 300 miles in one hit because your arse would hurt. But it's nice knowing you don't have to fill up if there's a stretch between fuel stops. Comfort wise, riding position was excellent. I found the seat quite comfy, albeit again it's difficult to judge when you're not on it for that long, but the riding position itself was great. Loads of leg room, bars in a great position. Standing up on the bike felt now on perfect for me, and it is a really good bike. I would be really tempted by an Africa Twin, but just not that one. It would be the normal Africa Twin, and I'd make do with a smaller tank basically, just for ease of handling. I've got my bike out the garage when I got back, and it's a heavy lump. I've mentioned this several times on my videos. It's a heavy lump, but it still feels quite manageable because I can flat foot on the when I'm sat on the bike. Anyway, that's about it. I just wanted to add a little sort of bit to the end of that. I'll mash them both together, just because I didn't want it sounding too negative. It is a really good bike. It's just probably not ticking all the right boxes for me, whereas a normal Africa Twin probably would do, if it weren't for the fact that I'd ridden the Scrambler 1200 XE the other day. I might be letting heart rule head. I might be having to rejig some of my camping gear and luggage sort of carrying options. But that test ride on the Scrambler blew me away a little bit the other day, and we might be having a change on the cards. We'll see. Anyway, ride safe, take it easy, catch you next time. See you.